The following program has been rated GE by the Kenya Film Classification Board. It is therefore suitable for general family viewing.
Hello viewer, good morning and welcome to Chungu cha Jamii. My name is Betty Akuku, I'm your host today. I have a guest in studio, but before I bring her to you, I want to tell you what you're going to be discussing today. Recently in our country, a lot of things are happening. There are people killing each other here and there, and not just strangers, but lovers, people who are in love relationships. And today I want us to look at this. What is truly happening in the lives of the people? We're going to be talking about hot pepper in a honey pot. When two people are getting married, getting into a relationship, everyone is presenting honey on the table. Where does hot pepper come from? My guests, you're most welcome. Please introduce yourself and take us through this.
Good morning, viewers. My name is Pauline Wanje, working for Pan Africa Christian University as a university counselor. I'm glad, Betty, to host me, and I hope we shall be looking at where this paper is coming from, because it's just crazy. It's just crazy. That's what I would say.
Okay.
Yes.
Welcome, Pauline. Nice to have you again.
Thank you.
I am really thinking deeply of what is happening. When I look into the marriage setup, in my own opinion, when a man wants to marry, there's so many women, you know, and he has probably looked around and settled on this one because this one is better. I have not heard of anyone who just wakes up, sees a girl and marries her. You know, there is chemistry and a lot of things that go on, and then you decide and say this. You know, there's so much sweetness and honey. Another person also responds by bringing honey. And so in my expectation is that people are supposed to enjoy and have fun. But when I look at what is happening in our society today, I wonder, what's happening, Pauline?
It's something that is leaving everyone, disturbed, because the deaths are just too much. Either yesterday or the day before yesterday, there was another new one where in Kitui, a 19-year-old married his newly married wife of 18 years.
Yes.
And, you know, the deaths have been being reported every other day. And, you know, it's worrying. And like you are saying, when two people come together, there is intimacy, because that's what brings them together. And unlike those olden days whereby my parents would choose for me a suitor, nowadays you go into the market and you know, you settle for someone. So it leaves everyone wondering. It leaves me also wondering, what is really happening? Why did you have to settle for this person only to, because, like, for example, the Kitui scenario, if they are 19 and 18, maybe they got married just a few months ago. And you may ask yourself, what is this that has happened in 2-3 months? Why would this strong love change into murder?
Yes. Who brought in the pepper?
Exactly.
The hot pepper.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you know, it's really worrying. Maybe I would want to bring the viewer to this awareness that May is a mental health month, whereby we are looking at mental health. And you know, looking back at these relationships and murders, for example, recently about 40 women have been murdered by their spouses,
Not by strangers.
Not by strangers, or murdered by their own family members, including small girls. It has been in news everywhere.
40 women.
For more than 40.
Oh my goodness.
And you can imagine the cases that don't go
on air.
The cases that are not reported. So you tend to ask yourself, if someone is murdered by a family member, love is there. When someone is murdered by a spouse,
yes,
there is love. So you tend to ask yourself, what is this that is happening? Just a few months ago, I think a few weeks ago, we were talking of depression.
Yes.
And you know, a majority of these murders and suicide, because they have murders, and we have murders and suicide, women are being killed, men are killing themselves.
Okay.
You saw the Nyandarua BBC program that was done by BBC in Nyandarua County, where men are committing suicide. And I listened to those men and they were like, their women are pushing them to
do
suicide. Yeah,
Really?
the women are pushing them to suicide. That's what the majority of the men, because I think the commissioner called the men around there and, they were trying to see what is the root cause of these suicide cases. And majority of men were saying our women are pushing us to those extent. So you wonder, why should we have hot pepper in a honey pot?
Yes, please tell us who brings in the hot pepper. One of the spouses?
One thing with love is something that is we can really not comprehend what love is all about. But
love is not just sweetness and fun and
exactly. And
it has some other side.
It has, and
and it's still love.
It is love.
Okay.
But the Bible tells us in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 4 and I think up to 8, it talks about love as a very nice thing. But that truly is not what we are experiencing, because it says love is patient, love is kindness, love does not keep a record of wrongs. But what is happening with our marriages today? What is happening with these murders? No, it's somebody who has kept a record of wrongs, and now because they are not able to cope, they explode, and the explosion leads them to murder their spouse. So who brings in the hot pepper?
Yes, who brings in the hot pepper?
That's what we are asking ourselves.
Because I'm thinking the 19-year-old and the 18-year-old are so hot, to experience the love and the sweetness inside the honey that they're getting into.
Exactly.
Yeah. So who has brought in the pepper? The neighbor?
And you'd expect the 19-year-old and the 19 and the 18.
Yes.
They're in this stage we call, maybe they are getting into this stage we call intimacy versus isolation. A lot of intimacy should be happening.
Yes.
But let's see what is happening. It's not intimacy, it's something different. In fact, it's not even the opposite of intimacy, because when it's murder, then we can't even tell what is happening.
You don't even murder your enemy like that.
Exactly.
You keep away.
Exactly. And we are looking at who brings in this hot pepper.
Yes. Who brings that, Pauline? Please tell us.
Personally, because I work with young people quite a lot in the university, in my office. I volunteer for some universities, and I've been listening to these young people talk about relationships, and you ask yourself, where is this person coming from? Personally, as a therapist, I will say that our parenting has something to do with what is really happening. Because why, Betty? When we talk of parenting, I would want to briefly talk about attachment parenting. When a baby is born, in most cases, the baby goes into the hands of the mother, who is supposed to care and nurture and take care of this baby. And as the baby grows, the first person who speaks love is this parent.
Okay.
And the baby, as the baby matures, then the other parent, the father, comes in, and what is that we are showing our children? What is the script that we are giving our children in regards to love? Attachment parenting. We talk of 4 attachment styles. The best is secure attachment, and it happens with small baby. And I would challenge you to watch a mother in a small baby, a 2-year-old baby. When the baby is crawling, the baby will crawl and look at the mother, whether the mother is offering security. If the baby is hurt, and the mother of course will rush, take the baby, nurture the baby, then the baby learns to trust the mother, learns to feel secure. So I can go explore the world and come for safety. There is secure. I am comfortable that I know my needs will be met. That's secure attachment.
Yes.
Other attachments are avoidant attachment. They are parents, and sadly enough, this is how majority of us are. We are busy working, we are busy doing ABCD, but we are not there to meet the needs of our children. So a child, we meet the needs of a child inconsistently. Sometimes you are very caring, other times you are very neglective. I had another girl that was telling me, I used to fake sickness when I was growing up. I used to fake sickness. In fact, at some point, she tells me that she used to fake epilepsy.
Ouch.
Just to attract
The
love,
attention
the
of the
attention
mother.
of the mother. And you know, she tells me, when I'm sick, the mother will be there nurturing me, taking good care of me. But other days, she's very neglective.
She's so held up.
Exactly. So that's avoidant attachment style. So even in adulthood, and remember, the way we are attached to our caregivers when we are small is a script on how we shall be attached to our romantic partners.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to bring into our awareness. That
Yes.
if you are securely attached to your parent, even in adulthood, when you are relating with your romantic partner, you will feel secure. You don't have to keep asking, hey, uko wapi? What are you doing? Who are you with? Because you are secure. Even if he goes out, you are secure that he's going to come back to you. Avoidant is like, I don't think you're going to meet my needs. So even in adulthood, in a romantic relationship in adulthood, you kind of, you're not concerned about your partner. Then the other attachment style is anxious attachment style.
Okay.
Anxious attachment style. You've seen kids who cling and they're so cringy on their parents. They don't want to let them go.
Yes.
Why? Because they are afraid. If I let mom go, she might not come back. So even in adult romantic relationships, these are the people who are always snooping into their partner's phones, you know. They are anxious that this partner may walk out.
Okay.
And then the
They're
last
so
one,
insecure.
they are so insecure. And then the last one is disorganized. Disorganized attachment style comes about with trauma, if a child has experienced trauma, and chaos at home. They are just disorganized, just like the word says. They don't know what to expect. So who brings in the paper? That's the question we are asking.
Yes.
Through our attachment with our caregivers in our childhood, we have kind of an understanding of how love should be. Should I securely love this person? Should I avoid him? Should I be anxious about his love for me? Should I be so disorganized? So when we are relating with our romantic partners, this is what we
So
bring
our
on board.
parenting skill
Exactly.
contributes a lot into how much paper they put inside this
Yes.
honeypot that just comes.
Yes.
But then why do people get into a relationship? Because my understanding of you coming together is because you probably understand that two are better than one.
Yes.
So you're leaving your oneness to come and join with another person to become happier, you know, to become stronger and better.
Yeah.
But when I look at things now, the coming together is not better anymore. It's better to stand and stay alone. It is safer and more secure. Why are people coming together?
And you know, that question should also help us to answer why this paper is coming into a honeypot.
Yes.
Why? Because, you know, we all have different expectations. And, you know, we are marrying for all the wrong reasons.
Okay.
So sometimes, like for example, the 18-year-old that killed each other. We are looking at just a few months into their marriage because they are newly married.
Yes.
Yeah? So their expectations. What were the expectations of this young man? What is that this woman was looking for in this relationship? People nowadays are marrying for all the wrong reasons. Many young girls are marrying because of materials.
Okay.
We call it exchange theory. What is that you are bringing on the table? I give this, you give this. And you know, if what you brought on the table is furnished and it's gone, then what does that mean to this relationship? That's when now hot paper is going to get into the honeypot. You asked, why are people getting married? If only
Just to
married,
kill each other. What is the point?
Exactly. And
Because you know, in the days of our parents, I mean, even now I'm not hearing old people in the marriage killing each other. The people killing each other are these 19-year-old, you know. Recently there was university students, I think at Kemu or Chuka, who also got into something like that. There was the former Ivy story that we had. So this is a young generation. It's a young you know, there are people who are just should be so hot
Exactly.
getting into marriage and so excited. But we're not seeing this excitement, and I'm wondering who has corrupted the marriage.
And with all due respect, especially to Ivy, because it was all in the news, and may her soul rest in peace. News were, which we don't have the truth,
Yeah.
that this young man used to send her money. And you know, in fact, I hear that he sent some money for the birthday, which this girl never invited him. So this man was bitter. Looking at expectations, maybe this young man thought they were going into marriage. He thought this, what they had with Ivy was serious. Ivy, on the other side, maybe thought this was just a good friend who is generous enough to send me a package for my birthday. So their expectations, what were the expectations of Ivy? What were the expectations of this young man? So why people will end up into killing each other are our expectations rhyming? And sadly enough, Betty, we don't communicate our expectations. Like, for example, when you're getting in a relationship with someone, we should let them know what is that we're expecting in this relationship. And you know, if you're not getting what you're expecting, then you better walk out.
But you see, Pauline, it's not always that our expectations match. And also, it's not always that our expectations are right, you know?
Yeah.
So if somebody comes in with a different package other than the one I am expecting, I think I should be able to give them a chance, you know, to listen to what they think about mine instead of imposing mine. Such as if I don't get mine, then I walk out. Is that why and how people should get into a relationship?
You know, what we are talking about is communication. You are communicating your expectations in this relationship. And you know, that's where we need to start. That, yes, I feel like you are attracted to me. I may not, or I may be attracted to you. But this is what I'm expecting this relationship to be like. Maybe I would want us to start as friends. And let us grow this thing as we progress. That's me expressing my expectations to my partner. Let me hear from him what his expectations are. If I can't meet to those expectations, I need to communicate that very soberly and very respectfully through what we call the I messages, the I position. I hear you. I hear that you want to make a wife out of me, but I am feeling like I'm not ready for that. How would it be for you just to remain friends and see whether we can grow these things into a marital relationship? Then my partner will be there in a relationship with me, knowing that I may become a wife, I may not become a wife. Yeah.
But you know, when someone already knows that this thing is going nowhere, as in us guys are just wasting time, who wants to invest in such kind of a person? No one.
And then this is what...
And also, at what point are you saying this? Are you saying this after you have used up this man or this woman's resources? Yes, at what time are you saying this is also very important?
Very early in the relationship. Very early. I encourage, you know, I encourage young people to speak out their expectations very early in the relationship, so that your partner knows where you are headed, you know. Like you're saying, no one would want to invest in something that won't mature into...
Passing wind.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, you are putting your resources, time is a great resource. You are putting your financial resources into this relationship. No one would want to get there. So if we speak our expectations very early in the relationship, then we would know, should we pull together or should we just part? And you know, that way it won't end up into a murder, because at least I know Betty told me in the beginning that she was not willing to become my wife. So I don't have bitterness, because I knew from the beginning that maybe you are not going the same journey.
I think, Pauline, there's need for a school to teach people such kinds of things. Because people who are killing each other and getting into these suicidal attempts and finally even committing suicide, there are people, to me, that have dreams, have a long way to go. And somehow when something happens, when the hot pepper just drops into the honey that they have harvested and put together, waiting to enjoy, then they cannot handle it. You know,
Exactly.
it shuts off all their dreams, it kills all their visions, and no one is thinking about tomorrow. No one is thinking about their actions. What has happened to the education that these young people are receiving, that they're not able to think differently about their life and their future?
And this is where, as counselors and psychologists, we know we've been campaigning, we've been telling even the government to include life skills training in schools. Because what we are discussing here is one of the most important life skills, interpersonal relationship skills. And you know, if we are all equipped with interpersonal relationship skills, whereby we are saying communication is number one. It's also another life skill. That I can be able to communicate to my partner what I'm feeling, and if I'm feeling like we are not moving together, I need to let him know very early in the relationship. Why we are adding up to what we are experiencing is, you know, people are not equipped. For example, another thing that is bringing hot pepper into this honeypot, lack of self-awareness. You know you harbor a lot of anger, and you've not worked on that, you know, and you get into a relationship thinking, now this relationship is going to resolve all my anger issues. Now you need maybe to seek counseling. You need to work with someone to let you know and understand why this anger before you get into an intimate relationship. So lack of self-awareness is also something that is messing up these relationships. Because, like, for example, I'm imagining going again back to Ivy and this young man, I can't remember his name, relationship. There must have been red flags that Ivy maybe received through either texts. How can you do this to me? That's a red flag. That tells you that this person is angered.
Yes.
Why are you doing this to me? And maybe for maybe lack of awareness, Ivy never thought that it would get this serious, and see how it ended up. So people are not communicating effectively. So life skills, we need life skills. We need.
But Pauline, do you think someone will tell you, I'm coming to kill you?
No.
Yeah.
But I'm
so
saying,
you cannot actually expect that someone writes a text, I'm coming to kill you at this time, in this place, for you to know that they're serious, you know?
Yeah.
On the other hand, if someone just says, you know, the red flags you're talking about, if someone just says, nowadays I see you have really changed, you know, is that such a red flag to show you that this person is coming to kill you?
And you know, just the way you've said it, nowadays I've seen you've really changed.
Yes.
It could not be a red flag per se, but it tells you that this person has noted changes.
Yes.
And he or she may not be very happy with the changes.
True.
So it's up to me. You've told me this. It's up to me to ask myself, and even to ask you, so you mean you've seen changes?
Yes.
What kind of changes are you talking about? Effective communication. That's what, again, we are talking about. You let me know, you know, I've seen, I send you a text, you ignore, you don't return back my text, then we can get into a conversation before it gets ugly and end up in murder.
But you see, now, when I'm going to have a conversation with you, I could be fearing you want to convince me back into it. And I have seen certain things about you. Fine, you have money. Yes, you have a nice car. You know, you come from a well-organized family. But the you inside of you, I don't like, and I don't want to end up with this you my entire life. You know? So that becomes difficult for me to express. Why? Being human, I also fear to hurt your feelings, you know? So I try to dodge nicely, you know? Should this end up to me dead?
And this is what is happening, because why?
Should this really be my burial?
Exactly. And you know, you feel like we are not walking a journey together. And deep inside you, you don't want his money, you don't want his car. He's not the kind of a person you'd want to settle down with.
Yes.
But you're saying your fear is letting him know this. But we are saying, we are talking of life skills. There is a way you can let him know, this is what I'm feeling. And you'll do it with empathy. And again, empathy is also a very nice life skill. You're trying to put yourself into the shoes of the other person and trying to understand how life is right for the other person. I see you have really invested in me, and I'm happy that you show a lot of love for me, but I'm sorry, I don't feel the same way.
Do you think a man will take that?
There is a way you can package that, and he may not take it because it hurts, yeah?
Yes.
But he will go ask himself, okay, that's what she said. Is there a need for me to push this to the next level, or I just call it quits?
So what's happening? What's happening that they're not able to digest and deal with this accordingly, such that the only avenue becomes, get an axe and kill, get a machete and kill, get a gun and shoot. What is it that they do not have, that they lack? Because even after a simple explanation like that, somebody will still not take it.
Again,
because if someone, like you said, has invested money on you and has given you to have some celebration, and then you don't invite them, that is clear indication that this person is not interested in you anymore. If you are the one who has funded this event, I mean, it is obvious that you were top in the list and also part of the organization and planning. So when you are not anywhere, this should actually show you immediately that, you know what, guy, you're not needed. And you simply draw back.
Yeah.
What's so difficult? Why must you... What is it that these men lack?
Okay.
That now they have to revenge in such a regrettable way?
And Betty, sadly enough, it's not only men. I was reading in some news whereby a girl also committed suicide after the boy told her, you know what, I don't think we can move it from where we are. It's quits.
Just news.
Exactly.
You see?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you see that this girl has just received news?
Yeah.
So much as you're saying, Pauline, that we need to communicate effectively and tell this guy, by the way, you know what, with this and that you have given to me, with all this investment, with all due respect, I really appreciate, but we cannot go past this gate.
Again,
what does he need to be able to digest this and swallow it? This girl, this boy has done her a very good favor. Girl, from now on, I am not sure we can continue.
Yeah.
That's man enough. That's man enough. I mean, who does that? Only the brave ones. So you have done this, and the result is suicide.
Yeah.
What are people supposed to do?
Again, Betty, imagine I will take it back to parenting. The way we are parenting our children, we are overprotecting them. And then, our children, we are not training our children that they are failures in this life. Look at a small child. You'll watch them in the supermarkets. A child wants a caddy. And the mother is not willing to buy a caddy. What does this child do? She goes dropping everything in the supermarket. What does that mean to the mother? That she is going to pay for the damages. Why? It started at a caddy because the mother is not willing to buy a caddy. So what does that tell us? That this child does not understand there is a no.
Okay.
So the way we are parenting our children, and this is why I'm saying we need to go back again to the drawing board and see what is that is happening in our parenting. Because look at the people that are murdering each other. 20s, we've not talked of 50 murdering each other.
No,
we are talking of
we have
20s
not
and
had.
below.
Yes.
Mid-20s and maybe late 20s. Why? Because this person, all his life, all her life,
They only had about yes.
they have never had a no. So when it's a no from a partner, she's like, no, I can't
My
take
parents
this.
never told me no.
Exactly.
So who are you?
Exactly. So we need to go back again to the parenting styles that we're using, and the things that we are talking to our children about. Rather than learn that they can ask for something and they don't get. Let them know that there will be hurt.
Yes.
Let them know that there will be conflict even in a relationship, so that they are equipped with skills on how to resolve issues that come along.
So the parent needs to learn how to say no, not just because they are unable to provide or do whatever their children are asking for, but purposely. just say no purposely for the sake of training the hearts of your children. I think that's very key and very important, because if I never had a no at home, so where am I going to hear it?
Exactly.
And when I hear it, then I can't take it.
You don't have the coping mechanisms to take a no.
Yes, I do not have anything in me to be able to digest this no in the process and say, okay, it was a no. So these are people who have never gone through any sort of hardships in their lives.
Yeah, and it's sad the way we parent we overprotect them. We shield them from failures. So when they are grown up and they are out of our nests,
and they fail,
they've gone in the university. In fact, I work in the universities, and sometimes you'll hear a person telling you, what, I cannot sit for this exam. Why? Because I'm not ready for it.
Really?
And the parent has insisted.
And you have been studying.
Exactly.
You have not been out of session, and then now you can't take the exam.
Exactly.
Because you just feel like you can't take it, and that's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because this person is not prepared to handle failure. I think this is where we are going wrong, and this is why
parents
I'm saying
also, we don't allow our children to fail.
Exactly.
Because when they fail, we scold them badly. We spank seriously. Yeah, so this is one of the reasons why. So are you saying we should not scold or spank when they fail?
No. In fact, I am not even saying that when a child asks for something, we deny them. What we need to let them know is, you know what? You've asked for this toy. Okay, I will buy it for you now. But remember, there are times that you ask for something and I cannot be able to afford.
Do you tell them to remember, or you literally deny them the next time?
Like for example, yesterday I was with someone and he was telling me that he's bought aeroplanes for his 4-year-old son. And now the son is asking for a tractor, a toy tractor. and this is a father, and he was asking me, what do I tell my son? Should I tell him to first play with the airplane and then I'll buy for him the tractor? Or what should I tell him? Again, parenting.
Yes.
So I was like, how would it be for you to tell him, you know what? I bought the airplane just the other day. I'm not willing to buy the tractor. So wacheza the airplane. How would it be for you as the parent? And the parent was like, I don't know how he's going to respond to that. I don't know how he's going to take to take my response to that. So what does that tell me?
The parent is even concerned. He fears the response of the child. This should be his basis of whether he makes what decision. Oh, okay.
And in fact, he was now giving me other scenarios. He was, I did this last month, and he destroyed what I had bought so that I can be able to buy another new thing. So what does that mean to that boy? That I can ask and it shall be given. I don't expect a no. So this person grows up, matures, and is in a relationship where the girlfriend is telling him, you know what, I don't think I can handle this. Will this young man be able to cope? This is why maybe sometimes they will resort into murder, because they cannot.
Who is supposed to dictate, Pauline? Because even when you take your children, nowadays we have so many universities and technical institutes. Your child wants to do this particular course, and you don't want that for them. You also want your child to go to this particular university, even where they have been called, but they want to go to a different one. Who should dictate? Is the parent the one who should be the first to give, the direction and guidance, or the decision should be influenced by their children?
Talking of parenting, because I just love parenting, and I think, personally, I think we can resolve so many of these things that we are seeing if we did our parenting just the right way. You've brought up your child, he's joining the university. He wants to do art and design. You want him to do medicine. So you're asking who should dictate on what is supposed to be done. This is where now, because you're dealing with a young upcoming adult, not a child.
Yes.
That, you know what, leave out the art and design, do medicine. But you sit down with this young man or young lady and you're like, Okay, what did you say you want to do in the university? Attend design. I don't know why I was feeling like medicine would be a good thing for you. How do you think we can work out through this? You know, the young man or the young lady will tell you know what, mommy, I don't want to do medicine, I want to do art and design. And you as a parent, because you've walked through this journey together, you respect your child's decision, and then you can get into a compromise.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not that one person dictates the other. It's just still you sitting down, deliberating, and then communicating effectively to get to the answer. Pauline, when people get into relationships,
Yes.
and all they're presenting is honey, like we said when we started, and we also realize that one of the key contributors of the hot pepper in this honey that has been prepared is the parenting skill that these people went through. And I think I agree with you, because if I grew up never hearing a no, then I'm not going to take it from somebody else at this grown age, you know. If I grew up, you know, being the one who says and it's done, then that's how I'm going to continue. So no one is supposed to stand on my way. No one is supposed to oppose me, you know. So these people have grown up. They are in the age of university going. They are in the age of their early marriages. Where should they learn from? Because their parents probably lived well, and they have no one to now show them, this is the way, this is not the way. Have you created places where people can go when the hot pepper has come in? Because there are people who have grown up in families where they learned sometimes things will never go as you actually want them to go. Sometimes you will receive a no from your own parents. So it is not strange to get it from an outsider. But hot pepper just comes. Hot pepper just comes. When the hot pepper comes, have you made arrangements and taught people how they are going to deal with this? Okay. So I want us to take a break. When we come back, let's talk about that. Viewer, we are taking a short break. We are coming back just now. We are talking about hot pepper in a honey pot. And as we agreed and said earlier, two people getting married are only presenting honey. Where is the hot pepper coming from? Please keep in touch. Our SMS line is 21144. See you shortly.
There is a card that makes paying for almost everything easy, like ABCs. No need to make trips to the ATMs to withdraw money or carry cash around. That's the Equity Bank Visa card. Accepted everywhere you see the Visa sign. Use it to pay for food and drinks, fuel, shopping, pay for your Uber ride, shop online, travel and hotel bookings, and so much more. Pay conveniently and free of charge. Card security is guaranteed thanks to the chip and PIN technology that protects your card from fraud. Start paying with your Equity Bank Visa card now and enjoy the convenience of not carrying cash.
Hello viewers, welcome to Women's View.
What you see is what you get.
Very exciting and fun.
We grew up in a certain community and we were told this is how women are.
Everybody was coming with what they can get.
This is not a joke. You signed up for life.
Very interesting.
A woman is this.
You want somebody else to do something for you that you can do for yourself.
You know what you're doing, a great job. You keep doing it.
You are going to school to become a musician. Like, seriously? Okay, hit.
The show airs every weekday from 11 a.m. to noon and is repeated every evening from 7 to 8 p.m. I look forward to seeing you there.
How many of you use your real names on Facebook? Wengine ni Sweetie Pretty.
You must succeed in being an eagle and not a chicken.
I'm seeing myself owning the biggest media house in Africa. Yes, I could employ you, in fact. Yes.
All right, now it is going to another direction. But
when you are born and when you grow up, now you do the work. You become a person who
who likes the country. You understand, right? I mean, not getting a job at Kenya Power, right?
And you know what? Who you are online is exactly who you are offline. And who you are offline is who you are online.
여러 군데 가서 강연을 많이 해보는데
So I've been to many places to give lectures.
우나일레 와서 이러면
Whenever I say "Unaile wa sasa,"
눈썹으로 인사를 대답을 해요.
they respond with their eyebrows.
Hi, my name is Zawadi. At Mahanaim, I studied to qualify for the IGCSE through the Cambridge International Educational Program.
We Mahanaim International High School students enjoy extracurricular activities such as joining GBS TV Club, Taekwondo, cultural dance, orchestra, swimming, foreign languages, community service, and much more. I believe this unique experience I gained here will go a long way into strengthening the future me.
The teachers and other ministers at Mahanaim spared no pain in running with us until the end of the mile, until we secured all of our goals. And that's how I passed my IGCSE exams.
Mahanaim International High School cares about my future. Beyond our education, Mahanaim nurtures us to have bright and healthy mind so that we could become great future leaders.
And this is G Radio.
Hello guys and welcome. This is G Radio, #1 TV show, and we're coming live at GBS TV. And I'm your host, Isaac Tabitha.
I'm the co-host Evan Tinyari, and as usual we have our DJ Deko. You can also send your views on my Instagram page and Tinyari_Eva.
And also you can get me on my Facebook page as Isaac Tabitha. Thank you so much guys.
Keep it here.
How many of you use your real names on Facebook? Wengine ni sweetie pretty.
You must succeed in being an eagle and not a chicken.
I'm seeing myself owning the biggest media house in Africa. Yes, I could employ you, in fact. Yes.
All right, now it is going to another direction. But
When you are born and when you grow up, now you do the work. You become a person who likes the country. You understand, right? I mean, not getting a job at Kenya Power, right?
And you know what? Who you are online is exactly who you are offline. And who you are offline is who you are online.
여러 군데 가서 강연을 많이 해보는데
So I've been to many places to give lectures.
우나일레 와서 이러면
Whenever I say "Unaile wa sasa,"
눈썹으로 인사를 대답을 해요.
they respond with their eyebrows.
Hello viewers, welcome to Women's View.
What you see is what you get.
Very exciting and fun.
We grew up in a certain community and we were told this is how women are.
Everybody was coming with what they can get. This is not a joke. You signed up for life.
Very interesting.
A woman is this.
You want somebody else to do something for you that you can do for yourself.
You know what you're doing, a great job. You keep doing it.
You are going to school to become a musician. Like, seriously? Okay, hit.
The show airs every weekday from 11 a.m. to noon and is repeated every evening from 7 to 8 p.m. I look forward to seeing you there.
Everywhere, GBS.
Welcome back, viewer. Thank you for texting us on our SMS line 21144. I am here with Pauline, and as I said, we're talking about hot pepper. in our honey pots. And we were asking who brings in the hot pepper inside a honey pot. Pauline, before we went on a break, I had asked you, you find people who have been brought up well, but whether it has happened to all of us or to some of us, I think it does happen that at some point in life, hot pepper drips into your honey pot. What is supposed to be done by the people enjoying the honey when some hot pepper is sprinkled into their honey? Sometimes the hot pepper is too much that the taste of the honey is no longer there. Sometimes it's just a drop, but we never know whether the intensity is growing or not. Yes. What are you supposed to do when hot pepper is sprinkled into your honey pot?
Sprinkling hot pepper into the honey pot, there are several ways. Like, for example, I've heard of relationships whereby it's not the two that are bringing in the hot pepper into the relationship. It's people outside the relationship. For example, I have this young man who texted me just the other day, and he's telling me he doesn't know how to handle his own mother, because she's going too much. She's really affecting their relationship. She brings in her other children's this mother has girls who have gotten children out of wedlock. This young man married just the other day, and this girl whose child are left with the mother, she's gone to, say, Nairobi to work. So the babies are left with the grandmother.
And
so the
she
grandmother,
brings them over.
she brings over to the newly married couple. And the man is telling, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to tell her. That's someone adding hot pepper into a honey.
When hot pepper is added into honey, it changes the taste.
Exactly.
It changes the taste. It doesn't taste the same. Yes.
And it's really painful. So looking at that, I was like, I think it would be important for you to set boundaries with your mom and to let her know, effective communication again, Betty, to let her know that, you know what, mom, I don't like the way you bring over these children to our house. I will take care of them today, but please, from today, look for another alternative.
That you need to set boundaries.
Exactly.
That's one of the ways you deal with this hot pepper that has come.
Exactly.
This is also another way to avoid it, to prevent it from coming into your honey. So there are ways that you can prevent it from coming, and there are ways you can deal with it once it is inside.
Sure.
Yes.
Sure.
So one of the ways is to create a boundary so that it doesn't come.
Exactly. And even setting boundaries between the two people that are intimate. For example, I've had cases whereby I've brought in hot pepper into my honey pot because I'm anxiously attached. Remember the attachment?
Yes, yes.
Now, I can't let my husband put his phone on the table because I will snoop into it. So I'm looking for...
You're so insecure. You're just thinking, so who did you talk to today?
Exactly.
Okay.
And that way, unknowingly, I'm bringing in, because once he understands that I snoop into his phone, he would take it
his
nicely.
heart is kind of corrupted.
Exactly. So setting boundaries, even amongst intimate lovers, intimate people, that we are intimate.
This is honey and this is honey.
Exactly.
No hot pepper is coming in.
We are telling ourselves we are individuals, so we need to respect each other's boundaries.
Yes.
How far should I go to my boundaries to my husband? How far should he come to me? So setting boundaries is one way that we are going to deal with this hot pepper in the honey pot.
Okay.
Another way we can deal with the hot pepper in the honey pot is taking responsibility. I look at people in love and they're like, because we've fallen in love, it's okay. Love is going to drive us. Exactly. I'm so madly in love with this young man, so the love is going to drive us. But we need hard work. We need to put a lot of effort.
Yeah, because honey is so sweet. So if I keep licking it and not replenishing, then it will soon be over.
Yes, exactly.
It will soon be finished.
Look at a bee, because we are talking of honey.
Yes.
A bee that makes sure that there is honey in the hive. It goes out looking for flowers. to bring in honey. But majority of us who are in intimate relationships, we are not taking any responsibility to have this relationship work.
We are not putting in anything.
We are not putting
We are
any
just
effort.
taking out. The sweet honey is what we are licking daily, not caring to bring in some more.
Exactly. And you know, I love this theorist called John Gottman, Dr. John Gottman. He says, if we need our relationships to work, we need to have a ratio of 5:1. 5 deposits.
Okay.
We are making 5 deposits because, you know, we are in a relationship and conflict is inevitable. When there is conflict, we can only withdraw 1. So for us to extinguish the hot paper, we need to have a ratio of 5:1. 5 deposits versus 1 withdrawal. So withdrawal will come when we can't agree, we are arguing, that's a withdrawal. But during the day, text your husband, hi sweetheart, how are you? How is your day? In the evening, how was your day today? Are you okay? You know, you are depositing into this.
5 to 1. 5 deposits, 1 withdrawal.
Exactly, 5:1. Then that way, we shall be able to deal with the hot paper. And we shall remain with the honey pot. Such that even when it comes to withdraw, we are not worried. We are secure because we've deposited. It's like a bank account. You've deposited in the bank account. So even at this time that we have economic hard times, you are safe because at least I know I have $1 million in the bank. I have 20,000 in the bank. So in case of any withdrawal, I will withdraw, but I will remain with something in this relationship. So that's one way we can deal with hot paper in the honey pot. Make many withdrawals.
Make many deposits.
Many deposits. Few withdrawals. If you are to withdraw and ensure immediately we withdraw, you have deposited. This in the same theory we'll call them repair attempts. That when we've quarreled, you know, we've hurt each other, we make time to repair. When your car breaks down, Betty, you don't let it run on the roads. You don't leave it there. You take it to the mech so that he can fix it.
And you can use it again.
But what are we doing with our relationships? We hurt our relationships, but we don't take time to repair them.
True.
Repair could be either visit a counselor, maybe a relationship counselor.
Determination to make it work.
Exactly. You're making repair attempts. Speak to your partner and you tell him or her, you know what, sweetheart, I'm sorry, I said very hurtful things in the morning. Please forgive me and let's move on. That's a repair attempt.
I get you, Pauline. I'm looking at people who are so determined and they want to really enjoy the honey. They're not giving room for hot pepper to come. But as you have also said, it's not only the two that always bring in the hot pepper. Sometimes it comes from your in-laws, it comes from, you know, outside the two of you. This means having hot pepper in your honey is inevitable. You could actually have it. No one can say, oops, my marriage is only honey and sweetness and there is no hot pepper.
No, nothing.
So when hot pepper has come in, the way we deal with it then is very, very crucial, because this is what will determine whether we stay in or walk out, you know. So dealing with it should be so deliberate such that I don't lick all the honey and then all I have is just the pepper. The balance of, I'd rather have more honey and less hot pepper, though the taste will not be the same, but at least I have that balance where more honey is available compared to the hot pepper. So when this is the case, Pauline, should we always resolve to the point where, if this is not the case, where hot pepper is what is much compared to the honey, must I kill my spouse? Must I kill my spouse? When it comes to the level where, Paulina, I have tried. I bring in the honey and he just licks. And so what is available is more hot pepper than the honey. Should I quit? Should I kill my spouse? What should I do?
And this is where we are saying you don't have to end into a murder.
Because people now don't even want to get into relationship. Nobody's interested. Because if a simple communication as telling you, you know what, I'm not interested anymore, is going to make you commit suicide, is going to make you kill me, then I don't even want to get into it. Yeah. So when there's the imbalance where the hot pepper is more than the honey, how should I resolve? Should I quit? Should I kill my spouse? What should I do instead of taking an axe and just axing my spouse? We're out of time. I need you to answer that as you give your parting shot.
Oh, okay. What maybe we need to do when things are not working? You know, when we've realized that the hot pepper is you know, it's outweighing the honey. We don't need to kill each other. We can just walk out. And you know, go resolve issues. You can seek counseling, and even before we get to that extent, seek counseling. I encourage people. You know, people think that counseling is for people with issues, people with deep-rooted issues. But we need counseling for personal growth. We need counseling for development. We need counseling to have these skills that we are talking about. Attend seminars, you know, get to hear, you know, sometimes, you know, you may be going through an issue and you're like, you are so unique with this issue. Until you attend a seminar and you're like, wow, even my issue is non-issue. There are people who are going through difficult issues, deep stuff. So what I would encourage us to do is seek counseling. If it's not working, just walk out. Because you don't want to wait there, Betty, to have your hands chopped out. And you have seen red flags. Seek for help. Seek for safety. Communicate if possible. Let your partner know, you know what, I don't see things going the right way. I don't know what you're going to do with this relationship. I think it's important that we seek for counseling. Let's work for this relationship so that we don't end up murdering each other. For the young people that are in relationships, I tell them, it's better a broken engagement than a broken marriage. So if you are in a relationship and it's not going anywhere, kindly call it off.
Okay, thank you so much, Pauline.
Yes.
I was really glad to host you and
Thank
also
you
to
too.
learn many things from you,
Yeah.
even on behalf of my viewer today.
Okay.
Thank you also, viewer. I hope that you have learned as much as I have. You got the 5 deposit and 1 withdrawal. You got that you don't need to wait until you have problems to go for counseling. You could go for counseling just for your personal development and other things that you need to learn in this life. Thank you so much for watching. I am so glad to have hosted you today. My name is Betty Akuku. See you next time.